Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we bring you an important update on the growing frequency and severity of natural disasters in the United States. Climate experts and emergency management officials have been sounding the alarm for years, and the data from 2024 shows just how dire the situation has become. Former FEMA Chief Deanne Criswell has spent years warning about the increasing intensity of disaster seasons. Just days before she stepped down at the end of the Biden administration, Criswell was leading the federal response to the deadly wildfires that ravaged Los Angeles. We're seeing hurricane season last longer, we're seeing spring severe weather season become more extreme, and we're seeing fire season stretch throughout the entire year, Criswell told CNN in an interview. She emphasized that FEMA is now more engaged in wildfire response than ever before. And it's not just FEMA's perception that disasters are increasing, the numbers confirm it. In 2024, the United States recorded 90 major disaster declarations, nearly double the annual average of 55 over the past 3 decades. According to a new analysis from the International Institute for Environment and Development, IIED, which was shared exclusively with CNN, the past year was one of the worst for disaster declarations since 1995. Put it into perspective, that equates to a major disaster declaration every 4 days. And the impact is massive. Researchers found that 41% of the U.S. population, approximately 137 million people, lived in a county where a major disaster or emergency was declared in 2024. Sejal Patel, senior climate finance researcher at IIED, stated, "Our analysis of FEMA data shows the agency has been responding to a growing number of climate-driven disasters over the past few decades. This is in line with what scientists have warned us about for years." Despite these alarming statistics, the Trump administration is planning deep staff cuts at FEMA. Experts warn that as global temperatures continue to rise, all levels of government will have no choice but to help communities adapt to the realities of climate change. Patel stressed the need for political leaders to focus on building resilience against climate threats by implementing solutions such as stronger building codes, improved early warning systems, reforms in the homeowners insurance industry, and enhanced infrastructure like flood barriers. Under current law, the U.S. President can declare a major disaster or emergency in response to natural events such as hurricanes, storms, tornadoes, and landslides when they overwhelm state and local governments. These declarations unlock federal funding for emergency relief and long-term recovery. According to a final report from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, the U.S. suffered 27 separate billion-dollar weather and climate disasters in 2024, causing massive destruction and financial losses. The IIED analysis focused specifically on weather-related disasters and did not include chemical or toxic substance incidents. A year of catastrophic weather events, the month of August saw the highest number of simultaneous disaster declarations, with 10 major weather-related disasters active at the same time. These included Hurricane Debby in Florida, severe storms in Kansas, and devastating floods in Vermont. The Atlantic hurricane season, which typically runs from June through November, saw an average of 4 active major disasters per day. Scientists have long predicted that climate change will lead to fewer but more intense storms, and 2024 proved them right. Multiple hurricanes struck back-to-back, including Hurricanes Helene and Milton, causing widespread devastation. Researchers at IIED found that across the entire year, there was at least one active disaster somewhere in the U.S. for 73% of the year, adding up to a staggering 1,251 disaster days. Hurricanes and tropical storms affected more people than any other disaster category, impacting 137 million Americans in 2024 alone. Scientists warn, infrastructure is failing to keep up. Climate scientists have been warning for years that extreme weather events are becoming more intense. One of the key drivers? Warmer air holds more water vapor, leading to heavier rainfall. What this means is that hurricanes and thunderstorms are producing stronger precipitation, said Ed Kearns, Chief Data Officer at the First Street Foundation, a nonprofit that researches weather-related risks. This is driving many of the disasters we're seeing today. Additionally, much of the country's infrastructure was built for past climate conditions, not today's reality. Water pump systems designed to prevent subway flooding, for example, are no longer sufficient to handle the heavier rainfalls caused by climate change. Kearns also warned that the risk of extreme flooding remains high. For this coming summer, we can be sure that there will be at least 1 or 2 large flooding events in the eastern U.S., he predicted. Trump's plan to overhaul or eliminate FEMA raises concerns. Despite the overwhelming evidence of escalating climate disasters, Donald Trump has expressed a desire to eliminate FEMA altogether. During a visit to disaster-stricken North Carolina in January, Trump stated that he would begin the process of fundamentally reforming and overhauling FEMA, or maybe getting rid of FEMA. Just this past Wednesday, Trump signed an executive order outlining plans to shift more responsibility for disaster response to state governments. While some argue that decentralizing disaster response would make recovery efforts more efficient, many state officials and even Republican lawmakers have raised concerns. They fear that slashing FEMA's role could weaken the nation's ability to respond to future disasters. Former FEMA Chief Deanne Criswell warned that these changes could have chilling effects on emergency preparedness. "We need to take him at his word," she said. State emergency management directors should be seriously concerned about what this means for the upcoming spring tornado season and the next hurricane season. Do they have the resources to protect their residents? Final thoughts. With disasters becoming more frequent and severe, emergency preparedness has never been more critical. The debate over FEMA's future will continue, but one thing is clear: America's response to climate-driven disasters must be stronger than ever. What do you think about Trump's plan to cut FEMA? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more news and updates.